Hi, I'm Tobias Turley.
And I'm Henry Calvert.
And welcome to Season 2 of The Scene Stealers.
For all things movies,
theatre,
TV,
be it reviews,
news,
and interviews,
we've got you covered.
So, come with us to Season 2 of The Scene Stealers.
For your weekly dose of pop culture goodness.
Hello, and welcome back to Scene Stealers. I am Tobias Turley.
And I am Henry Calvert.
Oh, it's good to see you again,
It's good to be
mate.
back. It is good to be back. It's been a busy couple of weeks.
Hasn't it just?
For the both of us.
Yeah, but we're back in the room. Obviously, last week we did the Zoom episode.
Yes.
But we're back in person now.
We are back in person.
We now have some arms for the
for
mics.
our mics. We are always trying to improve the audio quality stuff.
For those watching online, yeah.
Yes, after we left the studio in season 1, we have each week been trying to get better at producing this ourselves. Yeah. So thank you for sticking with us through this journey through audio and all that stuff. But yes, we think we might have it nailed.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. We are getting there.
Who knows?
So yes, award season's over. The film season for last year is essentially done. Yeah. But you know, we've had some new releases recently. Novocaine, Snow White's just come out. It's an interesting time at the box office.
It is.
Currently.
We were speaking off camera. I've not watched too many movies this year. I think I'm on 56 for the year or something, which is good. But compared to my standards, it's not very good. You've seen 26?
I've only done like 28 or something.
I've seen a few. Let me check my letterbox. I've seen a few 2025 releases.
But in 2025, the box office has taken a real hit so far. I mean, look at you. The Electric State, which cost what, 320
We'll cover that
million?
In a second, I guess.
That was only on Netflix. In the theaters, Novocaine, which is like a mid-budget action film, is leading the box office. It's been an interesting start to the year for film.
It has. I think the 2025 releases I've seen so far are Section 31, which is that Star Trek movie that we watched together. Awful. Picture This.
Oh, right.
It's Amazon Prime rom-com. It's really bad. I watched Doom Dam. It's a Bollywood film. It's pretty bad. You're Cordially Invited, the Will Ferrell, Reese Witherspoon one. How's your mic doing over there?
Yeah.
Elevation, the Anthony Mackie one, that was quite good.
Oh, yeah.
That was like A Quiet Place, but the monsters' weakness is they can't go above 8,000 feet in elevation.
Oh, right.
So all the people move to live in the mountains.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It was quite fun. Then Companion, The Order, The Calendar Killer was a massive surprise to me. It's a French movie. Or Belgian or Dutch or something. I can't quite remember. Very good. Killer's Game, the Dave Bautista, John Wick-esque Amazon Prime movie. That was really good. And then The Apprentice.
But it has been an odd start to the year.
Yeah, there's really a few more I need to catch up on, which I will get around to it, but it's not been a great start to the year for movies.
No, it hasn't. It really hasn't. But what today's episode is about, as you might have seen from the thumbnail and the title, is it might have been a slow start to the year in the film scene, but in the theatre scene, things have been happening, especially with Mr. Tobias himself.
I've been a busy boy.
Mr. Tobias himself has been, which is why we've had to miss a couple of weeks, is because Mr. Tobias, as you may know, is starring in White Rose the Musical at the Marylebone Theatre.
Yes, I am indeed. I'm enjoying my time. It's been a bit of a saga so far. I won't obviously go into all the details, because you guys don't need to know. But the cast is amazing. I really get along with all of the cast. Yeah. I fucking love them. They're so sweet. The music is great. I love doing that music every night. So it is a good show.
Yes, yeah.
Obviously there's work to be done on it, but that's like we said with any new musical.
Well, that's the thing. Like we've taken a few episodes to talk about films, but we know a vast majority of our viewership are theatre fans as well, and we want to talk about theatre because we're theatre fans as well. So I thought it was a good opportunity to get into the process behind developing a new musical and all of that sort of thing. I think
someone's driving a
very loud motorbike. Get into talking about this process with Tobias, and I believe we might have special guest star Keelan.
We'll get reoccurring
guest star Keelan on to talk about Clueless. But starting off, let's touch on your journey into White Rose, of course. So you went from a very, very well established like show, a pillar of the West End with Mamma Mia, been running for ages. Kind of, I imagine there's a set routine for whatever cast. You hit those beats and that's it.
Yeah. So there's a term that we use in theatre called McDonald's theatre.
Right. Yeah.
Which Mamma Mia isn't really. They're very good at Mamma Mia. There are some productions where you get cast in them and they are like, you stand here on this, you stand here on this, you say it like this, you say it like this. There's a lot of productions like that because they're amazing shows and they work, but they're done all around the world.
And also people are paying to see that show. They're paying to see the same Les Mis that's been
so there's a lot of that goes on. And obviously that's not what it is with a brand new show. There's way more creative freedom and creative range, which I love.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. I think it's so much more fun being able to... Because only one other person has played this role other than me, and I didn't see them, which I'm glad.
For reference, White Rose had
it was off-Broadway. Yeah, an off-Broadway run, and then came here. So there was a guy on Broadway who did it, and I didn't see that, but it's good because it means that I'm giving it just a completely fresh start, which is really nice. It's so freeing.
Yeah,
it's very nice.
So coming into White Rose, I've done Mamma Mia. I think there was a 3-month break? You had a while off because you went travelling.
I took a month off because I was going travelling over Christmas and New Year, obviously, and then I did a load of concerts in the break, and I just wanted a bit of a break from the 8 shows a week, really, because it is really tiring, especially when you've done it for 10 months. So I was doing concerts and went travelling, and then I found out I got White Rose when I was in Canada. Because I was quite lucky. I didn't actually audition for this piece. The director approached me and said, I think you're a great fit for the role. Let's get you in it. And then I read the script and I did a load of research about the true story. And I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Amazing.
Let's go.
Amazing. So then coming into the rehearsal room for this, I imagine, was the director the same director for the off-Broadway production?
Yes.
Okay, did he come in pretty, it wasn't that much of a... Let's play. He came in with a vision for it.
Yeah, he had his idea for it. And obviously we had our own ideas for it as well. And there was good conversation about even sometimes going, I don't really like that idea.
Yeah.
Will, sorry. I think from my perspective, I've been thinking this. I don't think I would do that. I think I would maybe do this. And so there was always open conversation, which is really great with new musicals. So there was a lot of that, and they were pretty free, especially even with the music and the script. Like the script writer, Brian, was in the room with us the whole time. And because obviously it was on Broadway, they did it in American accents, and we're now doing it in our own accents. Because it would be weird watching an English person do a British accent playing a German person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'd be like, whoa.
And I imagine there's a lot of American nuances in language. Not nuances, but Americanisms.
Yeah, there's just stuff like, there's a certain line like, the damned Hitler Youth punks found the paint supplies in our trash.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we wouldn't say that. So we've changed it to the damned Hitler Youth pricks found the paint supplies in our rubbish.
Yeah.
Like, the line's still the same, but it's just with English vernacular, I guess.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of that, a lot of changing, going like, yeah, we wouldn't say that or that or that. Or, sometimes things just don't rhyme because you've changed the accent. So there was a bit of that. And but they were really open to that, which is good.
But then how long is the rehearsal process usually?
It's tough because the rehearsal process for this was really short.
Oh, really? Right.
We rehearsed for like 2.5 weeks and then 3 days of tech, which for a new show is mental.
Yeah. Absolutely
mental. Normally, like Keelan, I think, had like 6 weeks rehearsals and that had 2 previous tester runs before.
Right.
So 2.5 weeks was quite daunting, but we got it done.
And it's there. And then went from rehearsals into 2 weeks of previews, a week of previews?
A week of previews. We should have done more. Okay. Looking back in hindsight, we should have done more because there have been lots of changes made.
Yeah. But I guess that's the point of previews.
Yeah, that's absolutely the point of previews. Yeah. But we also got to the point where we were changing stuff after we'd opened. So previews were done. We'd had opening night and then we got into the run of it. We changed way more post-opening than we did in previews.
Yeah.
We should have done 2 weeks previews and 4 weeks worth of shows.
I imagine that's quite a daunting thing, being like, okay, we've done these previews, we're going to change something, but there's not a lot of time to... It's not like you do previews a week of jig.
It's do a preview show in the evening, come in the next day, do it during the day, and then do that new version of the show in the evening, which is hilarious. especially because I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We changed a lot.
Yeah.
Pretty much all of the staging changed, which was a lot for us to take in. Like for me, it was fine. My brain works really well with that. But for example, Nathan, who's the swing, who covers all 7 male parts, maybe it's 7.
Ooh.
He got put back to day one, to
That's
square one.
Brutal, yeah.
So all the notes he had through rehearsals were just redundant because nothing was the same.
Wow.
So
a swing's job's hard enough as it is.
Yeah.
And then
we all feel really empathetic towards him because we're like, dude, that's really tough as it is, and now you've just got to relearn the whole show.
And he does all of the male roles as well.
Every single male role, yeah.
And then is there... When I came to see it, I think I saw it on halfway through previews or something, and I believe you had the understudy.
So you saw Millie on for Lila, and she's the female swing, so she covers Lila and Sophie.
Yeah.
So she has 2, and then Nathan covers Hans, Frederick, Willie, Christoph, Kurt Huber, Anton and Max, and Giesler / the judge.
Wow.
So 7 different tracks.
Wow.
Could you imagine?
That's insane. Changing it like that quickly. That'd be awful.
I barely know what I'm doing in my own track, let alone 6 others.
But you're not even doing it every single night. It's not like you're getting it in your...
Exactly.
Into
you
the
might
rhythm.
just be doing it once and then never again. You never know.
You'll be expected to do it at the level that you've been doing it for the past 3 weeks.
Exactly. It's a massive undertaking. So
at least it's not a very dance-heavy show.
No. Swings are the backbone of theatre. I'll put it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is no dance. There's
which I think is a good thing.
I think a tap number would be a bit out of place. It would be
a bit
musical
weird.
about the Holocaust and World War II.
Yeah, but hey, I mean, it works with the song and the speaking, the script, song and script.
Yeah, I can't. You watched. Well, I guess the final 2/3 of the show.
Yeah,
before we opened, right?
Yeah, I came to a preview night.
So it's gonna be different for you tonight. Henry's watching tonight again.
Yeah, we're in tonight. Me, Martin, friend of the podcast, and a couple of other friends are going to go and watch. We're there, right slap bang in the middle.
What's so funny? Sam Oakley's coming, right?
That's not his last. Sam Williams is last.
Oh, his last name not Oakley.
Yeah, no. He just goes by Smokey Oakley. I don't even know.
Oh, that's so funny. I've always just thought in my head Sam Oakley.
No.
Okay,
Sam Williams.
We do a vocal warm up, and we do many men, 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 men, and we do that, and then we change it up and we go Judi Dench, Judi Dench, Judi Dench, Dench.
Oh no way!
Judi Dench, Dench, Dench. I can't even say it now.
Yeah.
But that's fun.
That's fun.
The people will really enjoy that tonight.
Yeah. Having Sam is a content creator.
Brilliant content creator.
Yeah, he makes really good London content, like London travel content, and he's the grandson of Judi Dench. But yeah, cracking on. Shows now. The show's changed.
Mm-hmm.
How is dealing with response, reviews? Because we got the first wave of reviews praising you. You had some lovely reviews.
This is the thing. The reviews when we opened weren't great. They were lovely about the cast. Everyone was really lovely about me personally, which is amazing.
And Colette, of course.
And Colette, yeah. Like they all said, all of the reviews had a theme. They all said the cast were great.
Yeah.
They sounded great. Toby and Colette were beautiful as the whatever. Hello. But the writing and the direction needed work.
Yeah.
That was, if you boil every single review down, that's what it came down to.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, we did redo some of the direction and stuff. Sorry, I'm getting bombarded. Do not disturb, please. So it's changed a lot now, and the reviews obviously bummed us out a little bit, but they were nice about us. We didn't mind as well.
Yeah.
And there was nothing else we could do. We're doing the best that we could. Like I said, it's changed now, so it's hard to know what people think now, because reviewers rarely come back to a show to re-review. I think some people have come back and, spoken about the changes and stuff. But it's hard to know. People I've spoken to after the show seem to really be enjoying it now, which is nice.
And your folks enjoyed it?
Yeah, they did. It's always hard to tell with my dad.
Yeah, your dad's a hard man to read.
So maybe I've told this on the pod before, but one of the biggest gigs I've done to this date was I did American Classics at the Royal Albert Hall, and I sung the Tony stuff from West Side Story, right?
Yeah.
I was so nervous. I was kind of ill, but I had to sing Maria, One Hand, One Heart, Tonight, and
Weirdly, you didn't do Something's Coming.
No, I'm glad though, because that one's hard.
Yeah.
Something's Coming is really hard.
I did that for my grade 8 singing.
Really tough.
Yeah.
Really tough song. It's not even that high. It's just the timing. Yeah, it's...
It could be.
Could be.
Who knows?
Like, have you seen those videos of like the Rob Madge video of like people doing Into the Woods?
Oh yeah.
So funny, but I wish. Oh, sorry. But so that was like one of the biggest days of my career, and I was so nervous and so excited, and then I did it, and I was really happy, and I came out during the interval because all my stuff was in the first act.
Yeah.
So I came out in the interval and I asked them, I was like, oh, how was it? And my mum was like, oh my God, it was amazing. She was crying. You sounded so great. My dad was like, great venue. I was like, yeah, it's the Albert Hall. Yes, great venue. Orchestra sounded great. I was like, cool.
Well, when I first met your dad, first thing he said to me was he gave it to me, put a hand on my shoulder. Thank you for looking after him. I was like, he's not ill. He's not ill, and he's 2 years older than me. He's not a child. But he was like, no, thank you so much. I was like, okay,
I love him, but he is odd. He is odd. But I was like, yeah, you're right. The orchestra did sound great. Yeah, lovely venue.
But he was.
What about me?
Yeah. But he was positive about White Rose.
Yeah, no, he really enjoyed it. He's a history buff. So I knew he'd like the story.
All fathers.
Yeah.
All British fathers obsessed with the war. Yeah. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Stifle it.
Your dad loves the war.
My dad does love the war. All dads love the war.
All dads love the war. It's that generation, isn't it?
My dad used to collect because half of my family are scrapyard people. Scrappers.
Scrappers.
My granddad went and did the carpets, and all of his brothers went and did scrapyard stuff, and my dad would spend his weekends going through the scrapyard getting like old helmets and ammo crates.
I think it's the generation, isn't it, where their parents could have possibly been in the war.
Yeah.
So now they're older, they have a fascination with it.
Yeah, or like their grandpa, like my great grandma was in it, my great granddad.
Yeah, because we're now obviously further away from the wars that we have like both myself and my parents have no connection with it.
Yeah.
Unless there's one coming up, there could be. Who knows?
I mean, yeah,
terrifying.
Conscripted or whatever, conscribed. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is taking a dark turn.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a dark show.
Yeah, sorry,
really.
Dad liked it, Mum liked it, Sister liked it. Yeah, I was really happy.
Good. I'm
nice.
glad.
It was nice for them to see it. I still get a little bit nervous when they come to see stuff.
I bet
it's just very odd because I'm like, why would I be nervous around them? They're like big fan,
but
biggest
you always
fans.
Get like it's when you could perform to a group of like 50,000 of people that you don't know.
Yeah.
But then as soon as you know that like your friends, like when I did concerts at school, if it was just the parents, I'd be fine. But then as soon as I knew that some of the boarders who were in my year were there, it was like, oh, shiver me timbers! Like, what I gotta do?
Shiver me timbers!
Oh, Jesus! So yeah, now back into 8 show weeks. Cracking on doing that.
8 shows in 5 days.
How are you finding that? That being back in
fine.
That atmosphere, like that.
It's really fine actually. This one, it's a tough sing for me. It's not necessarily a tough sing. It's a technical sing because like my first solo song is very rocky, and then I go into like my next solo song is very falsetto-y and light, and then the final song at the end with me and Colette is even more falsetto-y, and it's like it's way more emotional, and so I have to really use my technique during the show.
What's your like routine for a vocal care?
So I drink about 6 of these a day. I always use my nebulizer. Always.
Is that the
you put saline solution? Yeah. Saline
yeah.
solution in the pod. It looks like you're vaping, but you're not. Because that's really good at like instant hydration.
Right.
And then I'll just warm my voice up throughout the day, and we do a company warm up. But then I will always do my own warm up after that.
Okay.
Because my voice, I mean, everyone's voice is obviously so different and very specific to them. But I have a warm up from a brilliant singing teacher I have called Fiona, like tailored to my voice.
Oh, right.
Because my voice, I speak quite low.
Yeah.
But I sing quite high.
Yeah.
And a lot of like leading male stuff is very high nowadays.
Oh,
very,
Jesus.
You know, you have to flip into your mix and your falsetto and whatever. And because my voice is so heavy, I really have to warm up that upper range. So I have a warm up from her, and I will always do that after our company warm up, just to make sure my upper range is good. Because it's a high sing for me, and it's like I say, it's a technical sing. So just want to make sure I'm doing it well. And then I always do a cool down after the show.
A vocal cool down? Oh, really? That's a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Everyone should be doing a vocal cool down. It's basically a warm-up, but
Okay.
instead of getting higher, you start high and go down.
Oh, right, I didn't know that.
So I've got like a video I listen to, but it starts with like a ah, ah, ah. Just do those, and then like ooze from top to bottom,
Oh,
go down the
right.
scales. It's like 5 minutes. Doesn't take too long. Sometimes do it on the way to the tube, and I think people think I'm losing my friggin' mind.
Yeah.
I remember once leaving rehearsals, I was doing my cool down, walking home from rehearsals, and I was doing a head voice to a chest voice. Ooh. So I was going like, ooh, ooh. And there was a lady walking on the other side of the road walking, and she like kept on like turning at me, and I felt really bad because I was like, I'm not stalking you. I'm not following you. Yeah. And I'm not wolf whistling at you. Yeah, I'm not catcalling at you. I'm just doing a vocal call down. So I did stop, and then I picked it up a little bit later because I was like, oh, that probably sounded like a cat call.
Yeah, I always think it. I always catch myself because we very kindly got gifted the Meta Ray-Ban, like the glasses that have headphones in and that take photos and stuff. And I'll always catch myself when I'm listening to music on them, like humming, like singing along or whatever. Or like when you're on the phone on them. That must be weird. Yeah, because it looks like you. I don't have a phone to me here. I don't have headphones on. I've just got my glasses on and I'm yapping away.
First time I had that, I was on the tube with those on, listening to a podcast, and the podcast made me laugh. So I was sitting there with glasses on, just going, and I must look like I'm just laughing out of nowhere to myself.
Because they're quite good at like not letting the sound out as well.
Unless they're like fully up, you can't hear it.
No. Because it's just like purely like vibrating your.
Yeah, it's like bone conducting, isn't it?
It's very weird.
Very odd. Don't get it.
Anyway, we like the glasses. But yeah, it's good to hear that White Rose is back, kind of revamped, maybe. Let's say.
Revitalized.
Revitalized. That's good because you got how many left?
We got about 3 weeks left after this week. Yeah.
Amazing.
So a show tonight, 1 show tomorrow, 2 on Sunday, and then 3 weeks.
So throughout April, really.
Yeah.
And then we should probably talk about the announcement that we made last week.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, the Stevie Jock Tobias Turley at Cardigan Hall concert.
Yep. Here we go again.
Which is here we go. That's the name of the show. Right, where are we at with that? What's the process behind that? Because I kind of know because we did a similar thing. Yeah. I imagine it's still very self-led. You and Stevie are...
Self-led, yeah. Obviously, this one is going to be filled with way more songs. It'll be mainly songs.
Yeah, well, it's 2 hours long, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I think it'll be 50 minutes, interval, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It's hard to know. Because it depends on... If we have guests, depends on set list. It depends on, it can...
I'll keep them wanting more. Keep it elusive.
And I'm not going to tell you too much because we're still in decisions and there's still a lot to be done.
Yeah. But it's exciting. What's the date? May...
10th of May.
10th of May. 7:30?
Cardigan Hall. Tickets are in a link in my bio and Stevie's bio on
and we'll
Instagram.
stick a link in the description of this video as well. But yeah, tickets are selling really quite well.
Tickets are selling well. Yeah. I think we're about 50% so far, which is really nice. They are going quick, so if you do want to come, get your tickets.
Yeah, all the good seats. Well, there's still a couple of good seats.
Yeah, I mean, in Cardigan Hall, all the seats are pretty good.
Oh, really? Right.
Yeah, all the seats are pretty good. We're just selling the stalls at the moment, so there's about 500 of those, and then if that sells, we'll open up the balcony.
Amazing.
Just don't want to have like 3 people up the top and then everyone does theirs, So we'll open the balcony at some point.
That's very exciting then as well.
I'm really excited. Yeah, it should be good.
That, and then even before then, you go into Phuket,
Bangkok.
Bangkok.
Yeah. So I finish White Rose on the 13th. I have a rehearsal on like the 16th for this concert, and then I fly to Bangkok on the 21st.
Busy
boys. So I'm there for a week. Come back on the 27th.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing. I've never been to Asia. I can't wait.
But you're doing a concert out there?
Yeah, doing 2 concerts out there.
2 concerts out there.
Yeah.
Can you tell us anything about that?
It's Stevie's coming with me on that one as well.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Stevie's coming as well. Because it is an ABBA concert.
Oh, right.
Again, it's the same company I did the New Year's Eve concert with. They're loving the ABBA stuff at the moment. So it's a full... No, it's about 2 hours again of just ABBA songs.
Amazing.
Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be really fun.
I'll try.
So have you been to Asia?
Well, I'm going to Star Wars Celebration in Japan. Thank you, Disney.
Yeah, baby.
Going to Celebration in Japan second or third week in April. I'm also moving to London. On next week, end of next week, early week after. So I move in. I'm in the flat for a week. I then go to Portugal for a week for a friend's stag do, and then the day after, I fly to Japan for
What a week.
For Celebration, and I cannot wait. I did Celebration.
That'd be amazing.
In LA. Oh, it was amazing. I did Celebration in LA in 2022, and that was like my first ever PR invited thing. And they let me take my good friend, Mr. Hartley, who's been like my Star Wars friend since day one.
Oh, nice.
Such a special experience. The worst flight of my life, though. The worst flight of my life. I don't know if I've told you this story. No. I'll tell this on the pod. So the worst flight of my life was to LA. I get sat on this plane. It's my first PR gig. I was like, this is brilliant. I haven't paid for any of this. Get sat down, and it's a 2-4-2 configuration. I get sat on a middle four, middle of the four. And the seat to the left of me is free. I'm like, oh my God, I've made it. Great. This is great. 11 hours, sat next to nobody. Yes, please. Anyway, get on prepared and like shut the doors. Anyway, then this person comes along and sits next to me. Great. Anyway, immediately starts talking at me. Immediately starts yapping. What takes you to LA? A convention. Oh, Star Wars. I like Star Wars. I was like, oh my God, I can't be dealing with this. Yapping. Anyway, she disappears for about 20 minutes. Have I told you this?
No.
Woman disappears for about 20 minutes, and I'm looking round to my pal Henry, who's sat behind me. What the bloody hell is she? What's going on? She sits back down, and unbeknownst to me, she has a colostomy bag, and she goes, Henry, my colostomy bag's been leaking. I don't know what to do.
Oh!
And I went, I'm sorry, what? She was like, I've got a bag that's leaking and I don't know what to do. I was 20 at the time. This is like the first time I'd been abroad without my family. I had no idea what to do. I was like, genuinely, I was like, okay. She was a bit older. I was like, it's okay. Let me just go get the cabin crew, whatever. And she was like, oh, keep it discreet. I was like, what do you want me to say?
So wait, where was it leaking? On her seat?
I don't know, but you could smell it. I was like, I said to cabin crew, I was like, look, we're having a bit of a thing here. Can you please help? Anyway, she then disappears again and comes back, and it was rough. It was rough because then she got really emotional and it just kept accidentally leaking, and I was like, this happened about 5 hours into an 11-hour flight as well. So I spent the rest of the time there.
I'd have thrown up.
I was trying so hard to be like a good citizen, like a good, like, oh, it's okay. Oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh. That was the hardest, as someone who's like only like traveling alone for the first time.
That's rough.
That was a rough intro to solo travel.
Well, I'll give you one. It's not as bad as that. On mine and Ivan's flight to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
9-hour flight. We're in a 3. Yeah. I'm in the middle. Ivan was on the left, and this random guy was on the right. He gets on, and he's clearly drunk already.
Yeah.
And he smells a booze.
Oh.
And he is talking, and like I entertain it a little bit, but also I'm like, I'm just gonna watch my movie, so I'm really tired. Like, it was an early flight. And then he as soon as possible, he starts ordering the drinks on the little touchscreen.
Oh yeah.
And he'd ordered 3 beers and then 4 Bloody Marys and 5. Like that's 5 hours into this flight, he's had about 10 drinks of like the little ones, and he's yapping, he's spilling his Bloody Mary down his top, and he friggin' stinks.
Yeah.
And Ivan to my left doesn't really notice it. Ivan he wasn't clocking onto it.
Yeah.
Like he was oblivious to it, and he's starting. I'm really bad with smells. If it's a bad smell, I will gag.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, oh my god. And then he was getting rowdy and like trying to talk to us and talking to the boys in front, and he was getting rowdy, and I was
Just
like,
don't need that.
I was like, dude, you need to shut up, and you guys, cabin crew, need to cut this guy off.
Yeah.
He's hammered. And like towards the end of the flight, I was watching Westworld, the original movie, and it was like, oh, mate, have you seen that film, Westworld? I love it. It's absolutely mental. I was like,
God.
Honestly, the boat went in my face, and I was like, you're on the right way to a slap. Lad.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was awful. And then for the rest of that trip, I was like, Van, you're next to the person now, because I've done 9 hours next to people. It's your turn.
I did. I don't know if I told this. I think I might have told you it. When I was recently on a set visit in Vancouver for like 36 hours. Like, it was a quick trip. And on the way out there, it was like premium economy. It was like free booze or something. And wherever I go to a new country, I like to try like their beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do that
like
as well.
some Canadian beers on this flight, and usually a beer on a flight, like it must be the altitude. They go a bit weird. Like, I don't know what it is. It just tastes a bit. It's just wrong. This beer was great, really, really nice. So I had on the way out there, I must have had about 3 of them. So like,
sorry, I don't get the fascination of drinking on a plane.
For me, I was like, I need to try and get to sleep, and beer makes me woozy.
See, yeah, I guess I sleep so easily
that
I don't need I could sleep anywhere, anytime, any place.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't need that. So I was baffled as to why he was, because like, why do you want to be drunk?
Well, I don't know why you want to be drunk, but for me, it was like, I quite like.
I get it if you're like, if
it's
it's like a 2-hour flight from London to Berlin, and you're going there with your boys for the weekend. Yeah. I get that, but like a 9-hour flight.
Well, this is
brother.
Is like a 13-hour flight. Whatever. Boom, out like a light. Anyway, sure enough, the 2 days later, when I was like flying home, ends up being the same cabin crew, because it must have been like that plane had gone there, refueled, and it was now going back. And I get sat down, and this woman came up to me with the card. She looks at me, she goes, "Oh, that was a quick trip. It clearly quite draining." Looks at me. And then she goes, "Are we on the beers again?" And I went, "You what?" "Yeah, I'll have 2. And then sure enough, every time she came past, she'd deposit 2 of these cans on my thing. I was like, "You cheeky." You cheeky thing.
Yeah, she
must have been draining, and are you on the beers again? You little cheeky little.
You must have been looking worse for wear.
Oh, well, I was done. The jet lag about broke me, because it was like I don't know. I was up at 4 a.m. and then I was on set all day.
The jet lag when I got to Vegas was rough.
Yeah,
like I'd be knackered by like 7 p.m.
Yeah,
and I could fall asleep now.
See, whenever I've been to LA, it's always been with work, and we'll always like land, sleep, wake up, and then the first day, whether it's D23 or Star Wars Celebration or like Disneyland out there, that's what I've always been for. And because we're like doing something, it'll like, even if I'm up at 4 a.m, I'll be okay until about 9.
Yeah.
Like I'll force myself till 9, but then I'll be done.
I always like to think I can work the jet lag out, but I never can.
Yeah. And then you think
if I fall asleep here on the plane, I'll sleep for that long. And then you should never end up sleeping for that long.
The worst thing I've ever done is Australia. That was
I couldn't.
Hard work.
Was that like a 21-hour flight or something?
Yeah, but then the worst part was that I flew in from... Going there was direct from London to Perth. One flight for like 18 hours or something obscene. And then coming back, it was like Brisbane to Sydney to somewhere in Asia, I can't remember, change at Asia to then come to London. And then to get, for me, because it was like 11 in the morning, hour on the tube to King's Cross, 2.5 hours up to York. I then got to York and all of the trains to Thirsk were cancelled.
Oh.
And my mum and my dad couldn't pick me up. She called my granddad, bless him. Grandad, can you pick me up? I'll be there in 5 minutes. An hour later, Grandad shows up. Oh, sorry, lad. Your grandma had to walk the dog. I was like, what? She don't need to be here. I just want to go home.
Please help me.
But that was to see the Australian cast of the reality show that I was on. But we'll save that talk about reality shows for a later series, because we've got some exciting stuff in the works.
Yeah, I really like this idea, and we'll cover that at some point.
We'll cover that when I move, and we've got
I think what we should do now is we should get our lovely friend Keelan in.
We should, to talk about Clueless, the musical.
Yes.
So let's get Keelan McAuley.
Hello!
Keelan! Great to have you back.
We're
Great
back.
to have you back. Last time we spoke, you were, I think, just announced that you were doing Clueless. I believe we were on the back end of Heather's going into Clueless.
Yeah.
Now we're in it.
We are. We've opened.
How has it been? Just to start off, first feelings, how's it been?
It's been great. It's been really scary. It's been scary, but I think that audiences seem to be enjoying it.
And this is your first main, because Heather's was the tour.
But we actually started on the West End.
But
right. Only
okay.
for 6 weeks. Then we did a long tour. This is my first my first in one place in town. In the West End, which is nice.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've been with the show for a while though. You've been workshopping it, a part of it in various incarnations.
Yes. So a year ago, in January, a year ago, we started rehearsals for the development run, which was basically, the thing is, it essentially was a workshop, but we can't call it a workshop because a workshop can also just be a room with chairs and music stands. This was a fully produced show.
Oh wow! Right.
We were in a theater, full budget, cast, costumes, sets and stuff.
Oh wow!
But it was still in a process where it's it was essentially previews.
Okay.
Previews that were a year before the full show actually got put on. So we were changing the show every day. And a lot has changed.
I imagine. I imagine.
So because they had done an actual workshop I think the year before.
Yeah.
But then this one actually was in a theater with everything.
Has a lot of songs remained the same? Or have they changed as well?
So they've changed a lot of the music.
Because you've had Katie Tunstall.
Yes.
Right.
I'd say about 80% of the songs are still there.
Yeah.
Even the ones that are still there have all been tweaked, changed, beefed up a bit.
That's what you said.
About 80% of the songs are about they've been kept, but they've all been changed, tweaked. And then some songs were removed and not replaced with anything, and some songs were just completely replaced with other songs. So in the year off, the team has been hard at work, finessing everything.
I imagine you being a part of that process from the beginning. You've been a part of the show for a year. Was there? We were speaking to Toby about White Rose, and that seems to have been a relatively collaborative process in getting it to where it is now. Have you had a lot of say, kind of, in the development of your songs and how that character's gone?
I feel having been a part of it from the first time it was put on for an audience, a lot of the choices that they allowed me to make last year have stayed. So a lot of things I'd love to opt up on this note or whatever, and then KT would be we love that, and then so that stayed the same. It's always difficult because we had a new director, so there was a lot of things that kind of breaking old habits from last year, working with the new director, but she was very conscious of that as well, that Emma and I were used to doing it a certain way. Yeah. And, if she had a slightly different vision for it, we would kind of, it wasn't black and white. She was like, okay, I know you've done it this way, but I think we need to try it this way. So let's figure something out that can kind of be the best of both worlds, and that's definitely challenging as an actor doing it one way and having it in your muscle memory one particular way.
Yeah.
But also, the script changed quite a bit as well. Like, it's all relatively the same, but very minor things. And like, I found in my muscle memory, I was going to say every now and then, still on stage, my muscle memory goes to say a line the way it was last time, because the words have just been ever so slightly tweaked, or like jokes are slightly different, things like that. But I'd say that at least from my experience and for Emma, it was quite collaborative. Also, especially when we had a long preview process for this time around. We had like 4 weeks of previews, and they were still changing things every single day.
Wow.
So like sometimes like they were like, okay, during this section when you 3 characters sing together, we're going to change that line. Like there was this one section when, me and 2 other characters sing this line together. I think that changed like 4 times, like
must be a ball,
on the day of a show, which is just like, it's like, it's necessary. Like you just kind of need to deal with it. But it's like, oh my God, I hope that I remember the way that the draft that it is tonight.
I guess adaptability is such a key tool to have kind of in your pocket as an actor.
Yeah,
especially
absolutely, for something new. But it's its own challenge, but it really is cool to be a part of the first cast. And
I bet.
First,
especially going off of kind of what we were saying about these McDonald's shows, which are, Mamma Mia has done this way, Heathers, I imagine, is the same. They do it this way. They've done it the same way for years.
Yeah, it's nice as well. Hopefully you can hear me. There's been, in essence, 3 iterations of this show, but you're the constant in the entire thing.
Has your co-lead Emma remained throughout as well, or
yes, I know that the workshop they originally did, I think it was like just Act 1,
right?
And that was like completely different people as well. I think that was kind of done in a way that was like everyone who's brought on for that initial workshop was more of a reading.
Got you,
and it was kind of just like, let's find people who have the time to do this. I don't know.
Like, do the workshop as well.
He did.
So Blake's done all 3. Is he Blake Travis?
Yeah, well, he did Travis. Then in the development run, he was ensemble, and then in this version, he is Travis.
Well, so wonderful that you've had a similar team throughout, even if the director's changed and whatnot.
Yeah,
you've had. Everything's changing all the time, but you've got this through line.
Yeah, so like the music team, because we have an amazing music and lyrics team. Like, a lot of them are from Broadway and stuff like that. So, and getting to come back and like, it was the first time I'd ever come into a show on the first day and actually like known people on the team and not feel like super terrified.
That's amazing.
Like, yeah.
That's really cool. That's great. That's great. We love hearing about the new developments in the theatre world, and I think it's so important for like our younger audiences to kind of hear about that process and get a little bit of insight, because there is so much work that goes into it. That these shows don't come out like just pre-made.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Keelan.
Absolutely. Thank you
so much, Keelan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Keelan. Is this a merch from the show?
The wonderful producers, the Dodgers from New York, they bought me this because my character goes to UCLA and does the law course. So
such a good present.
Yeah, that's a great.
They got
present.
this for me, and I love it. So,
it could be merch from the show.
It could be. Yeah,
it's got that yellow.
They
it
should,
does have that yellow.
It's nice.
It's nice.
They mainly, all the merch is kind of like.
Is it the cross?
Yeah, actually.
Like
Oh, he's got the mug. Show the mug.
We have a plant in this right now, but this is.
You can check out Clueless merch now at Clueless the Musical at the what theatre is that?
Trafalgar Theatre.
Most of the merch is decked out in the yellow plaid. But...
Starring Keelan McAuley. Yeah. Thank you, Keelan.
Oh, we love him, don't we? We love Keelan.
he's a nice guy. What a lovely guy.
I adore him. I adore him.
That's
Nice to hear some insights about Clueless, though.
Yes, I'm yet to catch it.
He's come back most days from rehearsals, and I've got the goss, and he's told me a little bit. But it's nice for you guys to get an insight.
Exactly. I'm very much looking forward to seeing it. I've never seen Keelan on stage before, so this is. Yeah, I'm excited to go and see it.
Yeah, Heathers was the first time I saw him post GSA. I guess that was kind of the first. Oh, no, he did Clueless beforehand, but I wasn't able to see that because I was doing Mamma Mia as well.
Yeah.
something I can't remember. But yes, that was a nice little section, nice little new musical section.
Indeed.
But we haven't really done a news section in a while. So we're going to go into a bit of news.
A bit of news. It's been an exciting. Well, I say exciting. I don't know how to feel about it.
Let's do that again, and then we'll put in that little transition we have.
No.
So let's go in to a bit of news.
Right, the news. Starting off strong. I think yesterday, Pixar announced Coco 2.
Coco Dos.
Which I think is an absolutely terrible idea.
Oh.
I think that film works so well in a vacuum.
Yeah, I agree. The film is beautiful.
It's stunning. It ties up so well.
Yeah. Is it a money grab? Are they just doing it for the sake of...
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes. What else are they going to milk? What else could they milk? They're not going to do Good Dinosaur 2.
From not necessarily a selfish perspective, but I just want more from that world. I do love that movie.
I think it would work better as a TV thing. You know how they've done like an Inside Out?
I don't. Have you seen the new Pixar Win or Lose series?
I haven't watched it.
Ivan loves it. I think it's shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's pretty.
Because that's Inside Out in the world of Inside Out. I think that's like how it.
No, is it?
Yeah.
Win or Lose?
A Win or Lose is apparently in the world of Inside Out.
No, that's Dream Productions. You're thinking.
Oh, excuse me.
You're thinking of Dream.
Yes,
it's
I'm
Dream Production.
I'm thinking of Dream Productions.
Win or Lose
Apologies,
is like very similar animation to Turning Red.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
It's not for me personally. I think it's a very childish TV show, but with mature themes. If that makes sense. So it's just not for me. Ivan likes it.
I could see. Regardless of the quality of what else they put out, like I haven't watched Dream Productions or Win or Lose, but Coco as a world, I think that Land of the Dead type thing, I think that could lend itself to these different episodic vignettes. But I don't see Miguel's story. Miguel, what else do they got? Miguel will reunite with Hector in the Land of the Dead to do what?
Coco 2, Dia de los Muertos Drift.
Yeah, like what's the point? Like,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, we literally have no details about it yet. It's just the fact that it's in the works. Yeah, but it's something to be excited about. I think obviously I'll watch it, and I think hopefully I'll enjoy it.
Well, I think Pixar's track record with sequels hasn't been. I mean, outside of Toy Story...
Yeah, I think it depends who they're getting back. If they get the same writers and the same director, then maybe it might be pretty good. But...
It needs it needs some form of, like, reason. Like, there needs to be motivation there. Or they go a completely different family, and they do, like, another story in the world of Coco, not including Miguel. And
I don't think they'll do that.
They won't do that, but, like...
You make me un poco loco, un poquitito loco.
Exactly. It's
what a song.
Yeah.
The way you have me guessing, I'm nodding and I'm guessing. I'll count it as a blessing that I'm only un poco loco.
Indeed.
What a song. What a song!
And then, speaking of other Latin American stories...
Bit of theatre.
Bigger theatre news. My pal, Rachel Zegler, my pal... She said I had nice eyes and a nice smile.
We know.
And she commented on my interviews.
We know.
I like Rachel. But she's playing Eva Perón.
Eva Perón in Jamie Lloyd's production of Evita at the London Palladium.
Yeah.
That'll be great. That was rumoured for ages. We kind of knew that was happening.
Yeah. But it was Ariana DeBose initially, wasn't it?
Yeah, people thought it was Ariana DeBose because she did say something in an interview recently about coming back to theatre for a little bit.
I think it was... confirmed, and then she dropped out due to scheduling or something.
Oh, I don't know.
It was something like that.
The other rumor is that Antonio Banderas is going to reprise his role as Che.
Well, he was Che in the Madonna one, but I could see him as Perón. As like,
I think that was the rumor
because I think he's too old to play Che now.
I think the rumor was him to play the other guy,
Perón. That would be really cool.
That would be really cool.
I used to hate Evita growing up, and then I did Evita with my Amdram group in York, and it was
the whitest production of Evita going.
It was. I mean, if I've got it, I'll throw up an image of the makeup that we did for that show and maybe get cancelled. But that was an interesting experience. But I love the song Perron's Latest Flame. Goes so hard.
Yeah,
we did a lot.
I like Oh What a Circus. Is that what it's called?
Oh What a Show.
Yeah,
Via's gone to town.
And then obviously everyone knows the Don't cry for me, Argentina.
What was it when we did that scene it was like the balcony, and because I've got the wingspan of a giraffe, like my hands were like up to her knees, even though she was. So all of the cast photos, just all these hands down here, and I'm like all the way.
I mean, I have no feelings about Evita really. But I'll obviously go see it. I'm excited for that.
Have you managed to catch any other Jamie Lloyd productions like?
No.
What
Much Ado About Nothing.
Much Ado About Nothing.
The Tempest got slated.
Yeah.
Apparently, what's her name? Sigourney Weaver was rubbish.
Really?
Yeah, and all the reviewers I've spoken to have said that she just didn't get it.
That's such a shame.
She doesn't get Shakespeare. But the reviews for Much Ado About Nothing are amazing.
Yeah. I get the impression that it's very accessible. Like, he's made it very accessible.
Yeah, Jamie Lloyd Company's really good. They always do, like, really cheap tickets for people under 30, which is nice. And
not even in that way.
I mean
you
mean
like
Shakespeare
as a show. Like
I'm with you.
To like new viewers, and
I agree. I also think what really helps is that Tom Hiddleston is a veteran in the Shakespeare world. He's done loads of Shakespeare. He fully gets it. What's her name? Hayley Atwell.
Yeah.
From what I've seen in interviews, she gets it. Because some people don't get Shakespeare,
and
which apparently Sigourney Weaver doesn't like. But it looks amazing. Like, have you seen the curtain call with all the rose petals or whatever, the confetti falling?
Yeah.
It's a weird song choice, though.
What is it?
When love takes over.
Yeah, that is weird. It is odd. This is the running theme of having modern songs in music. I don't like it at all.
I mean, maybe it works from the show. I don't think I've actually seen Much Ado About Nothing. Or maybe I have. Did I see my dad do a production of it? I can't really remember.
Yeah. I dread to think how much money I'm going to spend on theatre after I move.
A lot.
Yeah, I know.
A lot.
Yeah.
You can come to a lot of the press nights with me, though. That'd be fun.
Thank you.
That'd be fun. But yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that was you. Oh my god, that scared the life out of me.
Our mic's just shook.
Trying to think what other news. Oh, have you seen the teaser trailer for the new Paul Thomas Anderson film?
The one with Leo.
Yeah.
I'm not a big PTA
Sorry, I don't get teaser trailers.
Neither. A trailer for the trailer.
I saw Tyler from the Real Talk podcast tweet about it, and I was like, yeah, it's freaking weird. Why are you giving us a trailer for the trailer?
Yeah, I really don't get it.
Just put out a poster or something saying trailer on Monday or something. That's better. If I see a really cool poster and I'm like, oh shit, the trailer.
Yeah, but it's like the Lilo and Stitch thing. The official Lilo and Stitch trailer only came out last week or something. Yeah. But the teaser, like, people have seen Stitch and stuff for ages. I think it's been out since D23, which was like
October because there was a teaser back then at D23. What do you think of the Lilo and Stitch trailer?
I don't care. I really don't care. Lilo and Stitch is like, I only watched Lilo and Stitch for the first time maybe 2 years ago. Like, it's not one
series
that I grew
or movie?
up with. The movie. It's not one that I grew up with. It just passed me by as a kid.
Yeah. Well, I'm the same. I didn't really watch the series. I only watched the movie later in my teens.
I like the movie. I think the movie's really, really good.
Yeah.
But I'm so done with the remake. I'm so done with the remakes. Like,
yeah.
I'm
a bit bored of it now.
Really can't be.
Stitch does look really good. I think Lilo looks really
good.
Looks
terrible.
Huh?
Pleakley, the
alien,
one-eyed alien.
Yeah, Hannah Waddingham's in it though, which is quite cool. Yeah, she's the voice at the beginning of the trailer.
Oh, the leader of the aliens.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. We like.
I think they've done well with the aliens considering it's a kids' movie and it's live action. I don't like that they've changed the flavor of the ice cream
to a snow cone.
It's odd. Because throughout the whole series and the whole movie, there's an ongoing joke about that one dude with his same green ice cream, whether it's chocolate chip or pistachio or whatever.
The big sunburned tourist.
Yeah. And then they changed it. It was like a rainbow snow cone.
Yeah. Not on.
Not on. Disney.
How dare you?
Damn it. Any other news? There's got to be loads.
Nothing's got...
Mean Girls is shutting in the West End.
Yeah, Mean Girls is shutting in the West
End.
But
I know what it's being replaced by.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's public knowledge.
No, I can't say. I'm not going to say.
No.
And it's very exciting.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else, if anything else is coming to the West End at the moment.
A Knight's Tale's coming up. We've seen some rehearsal footage of that.
Yes, we just got rehearsal footage of that and Midnight Cowboy.
Yes.
Now, Knight's Tale doesn't look great.
Knight's Tale has S Club 7 in.
And I just hate that song. I can physically remember being at Creeley remember Creeley? Maybe it's a Southwest thing. It was like a kids theme park called Creeley.
No, we don't have one.
And coming through like the speakers in the kids' world was Reach for the Stars. And to this day, I hate that song.
All right.
Hate it.
I get the impression, I said to Keelan, it's very Anne Juliet.
Well, the audition song for Knight's Tale was It's My Life, which is in Anne Juliet, which I think is crazy because that song is not in the movie. It's not in the Knight's Tale movie. You've voluntarily chosen that song and put it in your musical knowing full well that people know that song from Anne Juliet.
Yeah.
In a musical. Obviously, it's a very well-known... Is it Aerosmith?
I don't know. I don't know, actually.
I'm going to fact-check myself there. But you very well know that that's like Romeo's
the
big song in Anne Juliet. So why have you put that in your musical by choice?
I think it's very odd.
It's Bon Jovi, sorry.
Bon Jovi, right. Yeah. Strange from
That's
the
an
rehearsal.
odd choice, no?
It is an odd choice. And I think it's a period piece with modern songs with it's just giving me
I don't know.
that
I
vibe.
think
because Anne
Jukebox
Juliet's
absolutely makes sense for it because obviously the movie is famously uses "We Will Rock You" and Queen songs. Keep it that. Don't put in "Reach for the
Holding Out for a
Stars."
Hero as well as in it.
That kind of makes sense.
I don't know. I'm just interesting.
Yeah,
interesting.
Midnight Cowboy, on the other hand.
Oh yeah.
So that's like a 1967 movie. Paul French plays the lead. Paul French is a friend of mine. I don't know him too well, but I've crossed paths with him a lot. He plays the lead guy, and he looks and sounds phenomenal.
Yeah.
It is absolutely. Have you seen the video?
I'm so not. I was meant to be at the rehearsal room, but I was ill.
I'll have to show you it because it is phenomenal. It's new music. I can't remember the writer's name, but I was speaking to some of the cast the other day at an audition. It's a guy who's written a lot of songs for Adele, Coldplay.
Oh wow!
So he's like a ghostwriter for those guys, but he's now written the own music, and the music is sick. And Paul French was Knicky in Grease. He was the Tin Man in Wizard of Oz. He's a phenomenal actor, and this role is perfect for him.
Amazing.
Honestly, it looks incredible.
That sounds good. Yeah. Well, I look forward to checking that out.
Looks really good. There's a little more news, but we'll do a full news section on next episode.
Yeah,
because we've spent a lot of time talking about new musicals today.
Yes, we have. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this little roundup of new musicals. Now that we're in London together, I think we'll be spending a lot more time going to shows, being amongst it, because I'm here and we can do that now.
It's so much easier.
Exactly. It's going to be so much easier. But yeah, I've been Henry Calvert. You can check me out at Henry.Calvert, I believe.
Yes, thank you for tuning in. You can find me online at Tobias_Turley on Instagram and Tobias.Turley on TikTok. And follow the pod anywhere, the Scene Stealers pod. You'll find us. It's in our bios as well. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you next week.